Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're talking episode 4 today, Old Cases. This is Talking TV with Nick and Josh. I'm Josh.
And I'm Nick.
And, just real quick note here before we jump into everything. I do remember, I think it was episode 2, you asked why Herc was wearing that Boston Red Sox hat.
Yes.
It's not a Boston Red Sox hat.
Oh, it's
a Baltimore Orioles hat. They only wore that logo in 1963.
Oh.
And we'll actually touch on this later on in the episode. On the back of the hat is a number 23. That was Chuck Estrada.
Oh. Well, that's funny because I looked up 23 on the Red Sox and there was nobody. I was like,
Yeah.
is that an oil can Boyd hat?
No, yeah, it's a Baltimore Orioles hat.
It looks like a Red Sox hat.
In this episode, you can tell it's like an orange.
Oh, I am colorblind.
At least I could, yeah.
Yeah,
You do say that you are, so.
I probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say it's orange. It looks orange. But yeah, I looked that up because I was like, why is he wearing a Red Sox hat? Maybe one of the.
I noticed that he's still wearing it, and I thought, God, that's weird.
I was like, maybe
that makes way more sense.
Yeah, maybe one of the writers. I was like, maybe one of the writers are a Red Sox fan, and they just thought they
just
slipped
doesn't
that
go
in.
with Baltimore. They're too.
Yeah.
The cities are too much against each other.
Oh well, definitely,
Yeah.
and so that's why I looked it up, and yeah, they wore that style of logo of a B in 1963. The only year they wore that logo style. So.
And the Red Sox probably told them to quit it.
Yeah, probably. They were like, wait, that's
our B, you
trademarked, you jackass. Yeah. So just like I said before we jumped in, I wanted to get that out there and clarify. So
I like that.
All
right, so we said it's episode 4, Old Cases. Came out June 23rd, 2002.
This is correct.
So far, every time we've said that, it's just another
It's just another week.
7 days.
7 days.
That'll change, I think.
That's
why I'm doing it. Well, I know when
especially when we go to season 2.
When The Wire came out too, I don't know when, but there was a lot of times where it didn't get a lot of respect from HBO when it came out.
Really?
Yeah, like they would skip episodes and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
So, and just play like, oh no, we'll do it next week. So so far it's just been every week. So I mean,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's what I've read. Critically acclaimed, but not a lot of love at the time.
Yeah, that I was unaware of that.
All right, so let's see. Opening scene.
We're in the basement.
We're in the basement.
Herc's trying to move a desk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like trying to rack my brain. Like, what happened in the opening scene?
Herc's trying to move a desk.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Into another room.
Yes.
Obviously pushing it into the room.
Yeah.
Lester's watching him push it in.
Lester's
not helping him.
Carver's there too.
Yeah.
Because Carver ends up.
Well, Carver's like, hey, yeah, let's.
What the fuck? You can't move this or what?
So Carver gets in their side.
Yeah, and they're pushing against each other.
Yeah, because they're fucking retarded.
One's pushing. Well, they're both pushing.
So then
So the desk isn't moving.
Sidner, McNulty, and then Daniels, they all fucking start pushing it.
Daniels rolls his sleeves up. And,
Yeah.
basically says some kind of little insult like,
I'm embarrassed for you guys.
You fucking pansies or whatever, And
Hurt says, at this rate, we're never going to get it in when they all are tired. And then McNulty's like, in?
Yeah.
It's...
He said, Jesus fucking Christ. And I think that's cut scene right there. Or it was close to that.
Yeah, it was a pretty funny opening scene.
It was. I mean, it was kind of like...
How they work against each other.
Didn't really have any relevance. I mean, it did, but it didn't. It was one of those where it was almost like comedic relief.
Yeah.
Here's a little laugh, you fuckers. So then you got your opening quote. It's thin line between heaven and here.
From Bubbles. Yeah.
Bubbles. Yeah, it's funny, and I'm pretty sure I've said it. We might have said it, but every line they start with, they actually say it in that episode.
Yeah.
It's just funny because...
I mean, it is a quote.
Well, yeah, but, sometimes...
Do you think they're going to quote, True
well,
Blood?
you never know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. One way or the other. You never know.
All right, so then we go to the courtroom.
Yeah, McNulty and Greggs are in there.
Yeah, now did you notice the cop sitting next to him?
Sitting next to...
McNulty and Kima.
No,
I can tell by your face you didn't notice.
No, I didn't notice.
It's pretty funny. He's just an extra.
Okay.
But it's Chris from Snoop and Chris in seasons, 4 and 5 and 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, yeah.
I think it's 4 that they come in, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 4.
I'm pretty sure, because that's when the kids start coming around.
Yeah, I guess it's 4 and 5 he's in. He's like the weebay of 4 and 5.
He's the one that has the dreads, right? He's the bigger dude. He's got like the shit, like it looks like he just has a pile of shit on his head.
It doesn't say much, but no one fucks with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a mean motherfucker.
Yeah, he hung
Yeah,
out.
I didn't catch that.
He's the cop on the bench.
That's
like,
funny.
over. Yeah. So, like...
So I wonder if at this point they didn't even know, like...
Well, they just haven't cast. I mean, like... It's,
No, that's what I mean, like, because I wonder how far ahead they actually were in writing.
Well, yeah, but...
Because I'm sure when they started shooting this, they didn't have all 5 seasons written.
Oh, absolutely not.
And if they did, they still,
but they're still even
were
if they're
changing shit constantly.
Well, even if they were, like, it's not like they're going to be like...
So
and
it's
then
funny
this
that they
actor's
use
going to play...
this guy
He's just an extra.
to fucking play and then they end up using him as a bad guy later on.
Yeah, so
That's
I
pretty cool.
pointed it out to my wife while we were watching.
I'm going to have to watch it again.
It's
Just to see it.
Yeah, it's just... And
I was going to bring my iPad, and I was going to fucking prop it up right here.
so you can watch...
And we
like,
can
there
watch
he
it,
is!
and they can watch it as we go.
There's actually, if you look at the trivia of the episode, I think it's in there. Yeah, read his name. I can't pronounce his name. Genga is his first name.
Ganja? So it's...
Akinnagbe is his last name. Appears in the extra opening scene. According to him, he was so nervous he accidentally looks at the camera, which can be seen in the scene.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool just seeing him there. And then he's a cop, no less.
Right, no, that's what I mean. Like, that's
Yeah.
what's funny. It's like
Yeah.
ironic. Like, that he's...
There's people that are like, oh my god, he was a cop. Maybe he was undercover in season 4.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure that theory's out there.
Probably.
I'm sure it is out there.
So, but the main thing in this scene is they're trying to get Marvin Browning to turn.
To flip, yeah.
Yeah.
To turn, to give him something.
Give someone
some dirt.
So, I don't think we touched on it last week. They showed him selling the bubs one of the times.
Mm-hmm.
He was like under a tree or something. And when I saw him, I was like, oh, that's the guy that's from, didn't really pay much attention to it. And then they actually show him get arrested on the, like when they're like throwing everybody in the van. He's like the guy that the camera kind of pans on.
Focuses on.
So they show him once, twice, then this is the third time in the courtroom. I think they show him again in jail later. But we'll have to like wait and see. But like he has like, oh man, we gotta go tell Avon something's going. It's like I think it has something to do with Omar, but I can't remember. But
Well, it's funny because
have to pay attention.
It's
to
just
that.
funny to me, like how they basically threatened him with 5 years,
And he's like, okay,
and he's like, "That's fine, I'll do the time."
yeah,
Like, it's just funny how that shit works. Like,
because he knows he ain't gonna last 5 years if he tells him shit.
well, yeah, I know, but it's just funny how that works. Like,
Yeah,
I guess you have to grow up in that environment. I mean, I understand it, but there's no way. There's no way. Like, I don't know if... I mean, I obviously don't know how tight him and Avon are.
he said he hadn't even talked to him. Although I don't really believe him.
But it's like...
He said myself, I ain't even talked to the man.
and I don't know, but I would be like, yeah, I'll tell you where he lives. I'll tell you where he works. I'll tell you what he does.
But you'd be dead as soon as
That's
you...
fine. I'm not going to sit in fucking prison for 5 fucking years.
You'd rather be dead?
Yes, that's a long time to not do a goddamn thing.
You'd rather be dead. You're
Well,
not doing
probably
shit when you're
not.
dead.
Probably not, because...
Okay.
Yeah, but when you're dead, you don't know you're dead. I mean, unless we're talking, afterlife and all that, but who knows? That's an unknown. We don't know. Let's not get off into that.
Yeah, because
But,
I could, yeah.
I mean, I actually, thinking about it, I would actually probably just do the time. Because later on, I mean,
So
when you got that much pull, you can get hooked up in there. TV,
So I just totally made you flip your whole decision.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing, too.
Cigarettes for days,
And
an
they,
endless supply of cigarettes.
they
That's
might
all
be
I
like,
need.
when you get out, they might be like, hey, you looked out for us.
I'm sure they would give them a little,
Yeah.
bump.
Assuming they're around in 5 years.
This is true,
There's not it's like a running back in the NFL. There's not a lot of life.
and that's the other thing you got to weigh in too. If I don't flip, are these motherfuckers going to be caught or alive in 5 years when I get out?
Right?
Or is it worth it to just flip and hope that I can hide long enough until shit
Yeah, I ain't flipping on Avon.
gets settled.
I can tell you that right now.
I don't know. I love Avon, but
But you flip. Yeah, well, fuck him.
I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
Plus, he probably doesn't know enough to get Avon.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he could give them whereabouts and all that. I'm sure he knows little shit that... Because, I mean, at this point, Kima and McNulty, they don't know anything. Nobody knows anything.
Right.
I mean...
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
And then we're going to the next scene.
Yeah.
You got Polk and Mahone.
Which,
Mahone...
which I think we officially... And I'll take credit for this. Officially having them mixed up the first 3 episodes.
Well, now I know who's who.
Because he says... Carver says it.
Right.
Yeah, in the car.
Because you got Polk and Mahone in the hospital. They're drinking again. I mean, I feel like they're drinking every time you show them.
They give Daniel a little vodka.
Yeah, there's like, oh, loosen up, boss. You know, it's drinking.
Like he just holds it, never even drinks it.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I don't know. I think he was just kind of like, yeah, okay.
He comes to visit.
Fat white fucks.
He comes to visit Mahone.
Right.
Mahone's the one who got punched. I said it was Polk.
Right.
It's Mahone that got punched.
Yes.
Polk is there.
Polk
is there helping him.
Sound like you were saying poke.
I got a little poke. I got a little poke in my throat. Polk is there visiting.
Right.
Daniels comes to see how they're doing.
Mahone says he's, basically goes into the story saying he's retiring.
He's retiring. He's at 66% pension.
Yeah.
He's just going to go work in his brother-in-law's video store.
Right. Work at a Blockbuster, basically. It's not a Blockbuster, but like that.
Yeah.
It's funny that Blockbuster was around back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
2002. I mean, it's what, 14 years ago? I guess that's a pretty good chunk of time.
Shit, that Blockbuster up the street was there
I
a
was
couple years ago.
18 in 2002. So, yeah, and then, basically he's like, yeah, I'm going to just write off, got shit. And Daniel says something to the nature of, well, how are you going to get your pension if you're working?
No,
was it Polk that said that?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, obviously, if I tell him, I'm
not
not.
going to tell him, stupid. Yeah.
And then, so, Daniels pretty much says, take a few days, think about it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. Why does he care?
I don't think he does. I think he's just telling him, hey, just...
Hey, it's just FaceTime,
Yeah.
like media talk, just like...
Yeah, I think so.
Just telling them what they...
He's just like, don't make any rash
Because obviously they're not fucking
Helping
contributing to the fucking case.
No.
So,
or to anything.
Right, that's what I mean. He knows they're just milking the cow.
So, and then he's like to the other dude, he's like, hey, you should just throw yourself down the stairs.
Yeah, Mahone tells Polk,
you should just do it with me.
Go throw yourself down the stairs in the basement. It's really dark down there. You could just say you tripped and fell.
Right.
And Polk says, I'd break my fucking neck.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you wouldn't break anything.
And then he goes, come on, we deserve it. That irritated me.
Like they're entitled.
Yeah, that irritated me. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, why do you deserve that, you prick?
That's old school white people right there.
Fucking, that irritated me. But that was... It's a good part in the series because they're kind of going away.
No, yeah, I mean, their roles highly diminish.
Yeah.
From here on out.
But his is done.
Mahone is done.
Yeah, so, all right, so then what, we go back to the courtroom? Is that what it is?
They show Bodie in the facility. He's in bed. That's what I have, unless I skipped something. He's in that facility, and he was all fucked up.
Oh, I guess, okay, so what they did is they went courtroom, hospital, back to courtroom real quick. But yeah, so we already talked about the courtroom where he said I'd take the gears. So yeah, then they go to it's juvie, basically.
But it's like in another part of Baltimore. It's not in the...
It's in Maryland somewhere.
Yeah, it's like out in the fucking boonies.
Yeah.
We don't know that at this time, but when Hurricane Carver...
Well, and when the guy's like... he asked who's up in here, and he said basically it's mostly Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
kids.
D.C. boys or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny how they, panned to, 6 different people.
Yeah.
Like, we knew who the fuck they were, or...
No, it's just showing you that
I know, but it was
they weren't happy with him being there. Then they were going to fuck with him.
And I thought that scene is hilarious because, whoever it was, the officer walks in, gives Bodie the sweatsuit, and he said something like, "Man, you got fucked up." And Bodie's like, "You should have seen the cop."
Yeah.
He didn't do anything to the cop.
The cop is in the hospital. But they always say that when you get
No, well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a typical juvenile response.
Yeah.
I'm a macho motherfucker.
I mean, he did put the cop in the hospital.
True.
With that.
Well, it's funny because going back to that real quick, Mahone, or one of them says that he cold clocked his ass.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, he cold clocked me." But we discussed and it didn't look like
No.
did not look like he cold clocked his ass. But yeah. So basically, Bodie sees a fucking mop bucket
And then walks out.
Walks out
the front door.
way too easy.
I was writing it down, and I'm like, group home? Like, where am I going to say the scene goes to next? I'm like, I couldn't think of juvie.
Right.
And I'm like, what? And then as he's walking out, he's like, it's like no inmates past this. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's in jail.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird because, like, there's no bars. There's no, like...
Right. Just walks
Like,
right out.
the fucking officer just happens to be talking to somebody at the thing.
What's a chick?
There's an officer walking right at him as he's pushing it. I mean, the guy is fucked up his face. He's wearing a hoodie, just a brown oversized T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's got baggy-ass jeans on. Like, no way. I mean, I get it, it's for the show, but, like, no way. Too fucking easy.
Yeah, either he's extremely lucky or that shit ain't ever happening.
I'd say he got lucky.
So then it goes with a car, has Carver and Herc driving,
They're going to see him.
going to see him. Herc's complaining once again about a shit detail. We should have counted how many times he complains about a shit detail.
We should have.
Fuck.
So
I liked Carver gave his take on what was going to happen.
they're trying to go there and get him to flip.
They're going to get him to flip. He's going to turn on Avon and Stringer and give them everybody.
And Herc's like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
all right, cool.
yeah, man, it's a great idea. Let's do this.
And I'm like,
It just shows how fucking gullible and, like, airheaded he is.
well, and it shows what Carver knows.
Right.
How's Bodie going to give him Avon?
I mean, I guess
and it was more of him talking Herc into.
I wonder if they're playing on Carver says stuff like that just to fucking
to motivate him.
to get him to stop fucking complaining and
but
like,
I think
look, this is a good case. Like, it's not a shit detail. Like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get him to flip. Like, obviously,
maybe a little.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe a little.
I kind of like Carver, but
at this point in the show, I do not like either one of these guys.
yeah,
They're both fucking dildos to me. So.
well, and later on in this episode, Herc shows a little softer side.
Yes.
So
yeah, but at this point, they're still both dildos.
yeah, I mean, I guess I just remember Carver from my first 3 goes around.
Yeah. So,
My first
see, I'm not
goes around.
I'm not counting any of those.
No, yeah, I know.
I've seen him.
It's hard for me though.
It's hard for me too, except that it refreshes what I thought in the first place.
Right. I mean, but yeah. So I think, I don't know. Maybe that's why I think maybe he says shit like that. It's just
No, I'm with you.
like,
I agree. I agree.
this fucking guy.
I think that's like half of it, and I think the other half is he actually believes it.
yeah.
Okay, so then we go to the homicide detective's office.
Bunk's back.
Bunk is back.
Yep.
He's talked to McNulty. And then Landsman comes over and says, hey, there's a D in your guys' case, right? I got this murder that says D might be the... Which is... The funny thing is like, could you imagine, like... Oh, let's look up the word D in this database. There's like... And McNulty
It
says
would come up in every case.
So there's nothing that shows that this case has anything to do with anything. But they're going to do it because Landsman's basically saying, hey, you fucked up and went off. We are down a man.
Yeah, we're shorthanded here.
You know, so... And Bunk's
they're
like,
down,
he got you there. You know.
Santangelo's homicide too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're down 2 men.
Although, where is Santangelo?
Well,
like fishing? Just kidding.
He's not. We don't know, but McNulty covers for him.
Yeah, because Bunk says, why don't you drop it on Santangelo? And he's like, I can't even find the fucking...
find him.
Yeah.
Which is weird that he covers for him.
So then there's a note... so they got this file.
Yeah.
On the murder case. And there's like nothing there. There's pictures and then like one page or something.
It's a small file.
There's a sticker that says, called Tawanda, I think it was.
Yeah, Bunk dials a number.
And it's disconnected.
Disconnected.
So he's like, all right, I'll see if there's
I think he says motherfucker.
Well, then he says...
Or something.
And then, so then he calls Verizon to get a new number. And as before he calls him, he's like, are you happy now, bitch?
Yeah.
So that's number 3.
I have that marked right
That's
here.
3. He ties up McNulty.
Happy now, bitch.
That's number 3. There is no... What the fuck did I do in this episode?
No.
Which I was a little upset.
I feel like they kind of go back and forth.
Well, at this point, it's 3-3.
Last episode...
4 episodes, 3 and 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's a race. It's like, it's the neck and neck right now.
I don't know who says it more.
I would guess
I would guess
McNulty.
McNulty because he's in it more.
But then again...
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
I can't picture Bunk saying it to Freeman, but that's a whole different thing. But whatever, we'll see. Okay, so then we got Kima driving with Bubs in the back seat, reading a newspaper.
Yes, which was funny because he's just straight chilling, like...
He's talking about Omar's van. And then she's like, Omar. And then he's like, you don't know who Omar is? And she's like, have any relatives? And he's like, yeah, No Hard Anthony.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm embarrassed. She didn't know who No Hard Anthony is.
Who the fuck is that?
Anthony Little. It's Omar's older brother.
Yeah. Which gets explained later on.
Yeah. But Bubbles says...
Which you never meet him.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay.
Bubbles says that I'm embarrassed to be your snitch.
Right.
And then sits back in the car with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
It was a funny little...
Well, and he's like reading... He looks like he's reading the Baltimore Sun or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the Sun Times or whatever the fuck it's called. But it's just funny because, like... It's so cash. Like, the windows don't look tinted. Like...
Well, I mean, she's just...
I mean, I guess they're probably not paying attention to every car that rolls by, but...
Yeah.
It didn't seem super, like... conspicuous. Like,
I don't think it was supposed to.
I guess. I don't know. I would have wanted it to be, but that's just me.
I don't think like anyone's looking for Bubs. You know what I mean? So then it moves to them on the steps. Omar, Brandon, and I had to look it up. Is it John Bailey? Is that his name?
John Bailey?
Yeah.
With Omar, Brandon, and I don't know who the other guy is.
I think his name's John Bailey.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I just felt like it really wasn't that big of a deal. But I don't know. I guess I was just being lazy. Because I don't think he shows up on the IMDb.
Oh, he does. I think.
But I don't think he has a picture.
Sorry.
See, there's people that like have pictures and who don't have pictures.
And you have to have a picture to know someone's name.
Well, fuck, I don't know because all they do is they don't tell you. Yeah. They don't,
Well, I think
if you don't know the guy's name, how the fuck can you know who he is if you don't have a picture?
I think John Bailey sounded familiar for
Brandon.
Me. I mean, hopefully I didn't misspeak like I did with
John
Polka.
Bailey is played by Lance Williams.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of voiceover stuff for Grand Theft Autos.
Perfect.
So, sure. He must have a good voice.
Just like you.
Yeah.
Do you think
thank
he gets...
I should do voiceover stuff. I really should.
Yeah, you probably should.
I would love to. Anybody know anyone? Get in contact.
Just see you now.
God, I would love it.
So anyways, they're sitting on the steps.
Yeah.
The three of them.
Yep.
I wrote down... I tried to pretend like I don't know anything about Omar.
Okay.
I remember the first time I ever watched it, I remember the guy that told me to watch it. He's like, oh, this Omar, man, he robs drug dealers. Which, just saying that sounds like the dumbest thing ever.
It does. He's like the modern day Robin Hood.
He's like Robin Hood.
Like a gangster-ass Robin Hood.
Right. So... And he told me what a badass this guy is. And now they're on the steps, and he keeps, like...
rubbing his arm around.
And I'm like...
Around Brandon.
What the hell is going on here?
Like a ginger, almost like he's got a little bit of red hair.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's... So I wrote down he's really touchy.
Mm-hmm.
Then this crackhead comes over and says, Omar, my check don't come until next week.
My check's late or
So he plays with the little kid, showing that he's a nice guy.
Right.
Hooks her up with her heroin.
Yells down to some little hopper.
Hey, yo, Chris, yeah.
Hook him up or give,
Yeah, And then he gets a little touchy with John Bailey.
Yeah, tries to.
And he didn't really like it.
No.
Which
John
I
was
found
like,
odd.
No.
I found that odd. Like, if Brandon is his dude...
Well, he said something about, we're going somewhere, you want to come with us?
Yeah, but so, like...
And he was like, nah, I think I'm going to
I almost think Omar was fucking with him. Because... I think he's... That's his boyfriend. Like, that's... So you're not... Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But maybe not.
But the way
maybe
I'm reading... The way I look at it is Omar can do what the fuck he wants. And Brandon ain't going to do shit. If Omar wants to fucking hit on some other body or some other guy...
Some other body?
My words are all fucked up today.
That was awesome, actually.
He can. Because I feel like...
So you really think he was hitting on him, too?
I think he was just trying...
I found that odd.
I think he was putting out a feeler.
I thought that was odd.
I don't know. I just think...
Odd,
obviously,
not as odd as the whole fucking scene.
Right. No, I know.
So...
But...
I think...
At this point, we don't know. I mean, obviously, we've seen it, so we do know, but... I don't know.
Here's my
Your
question.
point makes more sense with just, with not...
It doesn't make sense. Just because he's gay doesn't mean that he wants to fuck every dude he sees.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he probably finds John Bailey attractive.
Maybe. John Bailey's kind of hot.
I mean, Brandon's not anything special.
You got a point there.
He likes that Puerto Rican vibe.
But here's my... So you watched this with your girlfriend?
Yeah. She flipped.
Is this when she flipped?
Oh, yeah. She flipped.
Okay.
Because he like, kisses Brandon on the head.
Yeah.
And she was like, what the fuck? He's gay? You didn't tell me he's gay. And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you find out in episode 4, so you just met him last episode, so it's not like you had to wait, 2 seasons to figure out he's gay.
Right, there's a lot of things you haven't told her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could tell her what happens at the end, too, but, what the fuck?
Right.
So, yeah, she was, freaking out.
See, now, I think, and I don't know, this is going to come off bad, but I think when I watched it the first time, I don't think I got he was gay yet. I thought I was like, it was weird, and then he kissed him. I'm like, but I couldn't believe that someone who was that gangster and doing all that stuff was really gay.
Well, it's funny because
I could care. I'm like, oh, well,
he's
whatever.
a badass.
Yeah,
we have.
They've already shown that
distributed or whatever that.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's a softie.
Yeah,
because he fucks, hooks up the crackhead. He's a softie. He likes the babies.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, oh, here, I'm a nice guy.
So he's just like a good dude. He's like a really gangster-ass Robin Hood.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, and, later on, I'm sure... I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing in what he does. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't give all the money to fucking poor people. But,
no, I think he keeps it. He had new clothes on.
Because they talk about...
Yeah.
Avon's shit always sells for...
Yeah.
Always sells good or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I put in my notes, Omar is gay with 4 exclamation points.
I honestly don't think that's where I really believe that I found. I mean, I guess it is, but I was just...
I don't think you wanted to believe it.
Which is so funny because now...
And I think you didn't want to believe it, and you were like... There's no way. They have to be fucking with us,
Yeah, I think so. Well, plus, like I told you, this guy was telling me all about it, and he never mentioned it either, and I was like, so you tell me how cool this guy is and all the shit he does, but then you don't tell me that he's gay? I don't understand. But...
He couldn't.
Right. Exactly.
Well, you and Angela watched it together, so I was going to say, did you tell her, but you guys watched it together.
Yeah, no, this is her...
And did she realize it? She didn't...
Well, I mean, I think we realized it together. Like, that kiss on Brandon's head was
and he's
pretty good hint.
Fucking with his hair.
See, it might have been, why...
He was, pulling his hair
I think
back,
when he was doing all that, I was like,
You're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Why does he keep touching him like that? Because I'm not a touchy person.
Right.
So, I find that, I'm like, hey, what? Like, if someone's doing that to me, I would, smack them.
Yeah.
Male or female.
I don't like people fucking with my ears.
I don't like fucking don't touch me. So then, and then he kisses him at the end, and I was like, maybe that was, it's hard to remember exactly, but I was just like, well, all right. So this,
I guess he's gay.
I guess he's gay. We'll move on now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like...
I just think it adds it's just more depth as a character. Just because, like, you have to factor in everything. Like, he's this hard ass, he's a softie. Oh, and by the way, he's gay. Oh, and by the way, he robs fucking drug dealers and sells it himself.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's just so many layers to his character. It's like, I think that's why he's pretty much everyone's favorite or up there. I personally have never met anyone who has watched it who isn't his favorite character.
I can remember when I changed my gamer tag to Omar Little. Remember, I think I texted you or something. I'm playing Call of Duty. The first lobby I get into, they're like, Omar Little, I'm going to kill you, you gay motherfucker. And I was like, wow, I'm already getting gay bashed. All right.
Wow. I'm not Omar Little.
So, all right, so that's the steps. So now...
We go to the gym, right?
No.
I skipped then, okay.
You did skip. So it's McNulty picking up Bubs.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because Kima had to go to class or some shit.
So McNulty picks up Bubs. I wrote down... I like how Bubs calls him McNutty. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I wrote that down, but it was just like... He's like, hey, McNutty.
Caught you off guard, you know?
So Kima asks McNulty if he's ever heard of No Hard Anthony. And he said, who, Anthony Little?
Yeah.
And he even knew his fucking address.
Yeah, he's
that was hilarious.
17742.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kima just drives away and says, "Fuck y'all."
I think it's more of just like, you know, McNulty might be a fucking drunk, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they touch on more of that later on.
Yeah. All right. So now it's Stringer, Weebay, Stinkum, and Avon playing basketball.
Avon is shirtless too.
Did you get a boner for that?
No.
Okay.
And you can see how long his fingers are.
Oh my God! It was like
because you pointed that out in like the first episode.
Well, because he was doing something where he looked like Arsenio Hall.
He's got the basketball in his hand,
like a tennis ball. Yeah. I was like, oh my! I think it was like
Lord. A WNBA ball.
He's like holding when he's talking. He's like holding. I couldn't do that. I mean, I got small ass.
I can palm a ball.
I can't come close. But like,
it's all good.
But I don't know how tall Avon is.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, he looks like he's in pretty decent shape. He's skinny.
Yeah.
Wearing the ugly orange basketball shorts though.
Those were some ugly ass shorts. So they're talking shit. He's putting $1,000 on the head of Bailey and Brandon, and $2,000 on Omar. Mm-hmm. And then they start talking about. Well, it's actually Stinkum.
It's not. It's 4,000 on Omar.
Not yet. It's not.
No, it's 4,000, and then it goes to 6,000 if he gets a chance to talk to him. 1,000 on Brandon and Bailey.
1,000 on Brandon and John Bailey.
Yeah.
2,000 on Omar. Then when
he moves it up twice, then.
No. So then he says. So Stinkum says when Bird was in jail with him, he says Omar went, and I have unquotes, went all faggot. I didn't know you could go all faggot.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
So then he's like, oh, well, in that case, 4,000, and if I get to talk to the motherfucker, 6,000.
Okay, all right. That's funny. He's fucking.
So they're all talking shit. And
just
Stringer's like, oh, he has a lot of heart for a cocksucker.
Yeah.
Now, it's like, see, here's the thing.
I mean, obviously they think they're all tough and badass, but in reality, Omar would fuck them all up.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
You know, it would be...
I think it's funny because it
would be 4-on-1.
Right.
So, I mean, he would have that going.
But he wouldn't come at him. I mean, he would do it. Pick him off individually.
Absolutely. And they're all talking shit. Now, you might call that gay bashing, as a matter of fact.
I think so. That's called bullying nowadays.
Could you imagine? They better not show this in high school. Just kidding. But so, well, I guess what I'm getting at is, of course, they're gonna fucking be like that. Like they're in the gym playing basketball.
Well, yeah, they're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh,
I mean, they're talking shop.
Yeah.
Why can they talk shop? What gym are they at? We're at a basketball court.
What? You lost me.
Are they at Avon's gym?
Yeah.
They are?
I have no idea where they're at.
Well, they're talking shop.
What?
There could be mics and
I see what
cameras
you're saying.
and
Yeah, well, I don't. Now I get you. They're not in the car. Is that what you're getting at?
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not out in the open either.
No, I think they're pretty much in a closed gym.
I guess I don't know. It was just a little tidbit, a little wrinkle I would.
Well, I just found it funny that now because he's gay, he's worth more money. Like,
Right.
why does that make him?
Because it's more accepted nowadays. But,
I get it.
But back then, fucking 14 years ago.
Right.
But
Back when I was a kid.
I feel like, especially in the gangster / drug dealing community,
There's no, yeah, no,
it's probably highly frowned upon.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
I would never. I guess maybe it's just me. If I put in $4,000 on your head,
Which is not even that much money.
or two, say I put it is. I mean,
It is, but not to Avon Barksdale. That's not a lot of money.
no. So like,
No,
fucking what's his name brought him 22 to the fucking
22-4 from one day in the pit for selling fucking heroin.
But I guess I just would never think I'm gonna put $2,000 in your head. Oh, you're gay? Now I'm putting $4,000 on your head.
And if I get to talk to you,
The talking I get
6.
to. The talking I get to. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, if you keep him alive so I can talk to him.
think you'd make him suck his dick if you got to talk to him?
Probably, but then he would be the gay guy. You know what I mean? Here, you gay ass. You're going to have to suck my dick.
And then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, because you're gay.
That's funny.
And so before we leave this little basketball scene...
They had to show Avon dunking it, too, which I thought was just...
it was an assist from Stringer. Get it? They're teammates.
I get it, but it's kind
of... and Stringer warns Avon about the pits.
Yeah.
Because they get robbed one day and the cops show up the next.
Yeah.
So they think there might be something wrong with his nephew.
Yeah, with D.
Well, is something wrong? He goes, I'm on it. Yeah. You know, they don't think it's D.
But they just think shit.
They think something might be going
fucked up.
on that D's not noticing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, where do we go next?
We're with Pit D. We're in the pit. You got D, Wallace, and Pooh talking. And that's Bodie walks up, right?
Oh, yeah. So, you kind of skipped. McNulty took Bubs to the soccer game.
Oh, okay. I can't believe I didn't write that down.
McNulty brings Bubs to his kid's soccer game. We meet his ex-wife and one of his kids.
Yeah.
Bubs says, where and leave it to Beaverland, are you taking me?
Yeah, because it's way out in nice houses and shit.
And then it shows him drop him off somewhere.
That's when he drops the opening quote.
Yeah.
But back real quick, I get his ex-wife seems like a cunt.
I like his ex-wife. I thought she was hot.
I mean, she's a good looking. She's a lot better looking than Rhonda Perlman.
Yeah, so is... Never mind.
But,
Well, you got to remember what she went through, though. This dick just cheated on her.
No, I
like,
know.
You know what I mean? So she's like...
But fuck, at least he's there, okay?
You're coming from a different... You're coming from a way different perspective
Yeah,
than
I
me.
know. Yeah.
Way different.
Fuck women. Unless you love me.
Unless you're Omar Little.
Unless my cock's in your mouth.
Wow.
So.
All right.
Or any other hole, for that matter. Moving on.
All right. Is that really what you had to say about the...
No, I was going to go on more, but it's an unnecessary angle.
Okay, so now we go to the pits.
Yep, now we're in the pits.
Bodie... So it's D, Pooh, and Wallace.
Yep.
And then Bodie shows up.
Bodie shows up. He's all fucked up.
They're like, how'd you get here so quick? And he pulls out a screwdriver.
What did he say? It was like, there's a Cavalier parked around the corner. You want to go for a ride or something?
Yeah, Camry.
Or Camry or something.
Yeah. I like this scene because Bodie shows up. He's all fucked up. Yeah, you can't hold me. He's talking a little shit.
Yeah.
And then
he's invincible.
And then D laughs at him. And it pisses him off. It
Yeah.
pisses Bodie off.
Oh, yeah.
And Bodie's like, you'd still be in there if you were me, which is absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely true. So then...
Because he wouldn't have tried to walk out.
No.
He's a chicken.
He's still... Oh, for fuck's sake. So...
Bodie's on the beef side.
So, what happened... So, he said... They say something about... You got the one body. He's like, you better fucking ask around. So now all of a sudden, D gets all gangster. And
Oh, yeah. You ever seen a shitty jail?
yeah.
I was up in...
City jail, not shitty jail.
I was... A what?
City jail.
Oh.
No, that's cool.
Shitty? City?
Yeah.
Sounds the same. But he's like, I was 8 months on Eager Street with a body on me.
And he goes, you got the one. He says, you better ask around.
Yeah. Which is funny how it just kind of comes out, like, his, like, gangster side. Like,
yeah, just all of a sudden, he's like, oh, look. So, like,
normally
he
he's calm.
can't make a decision on whether to beat up the white kid in the first episode, but now he's going to tell the story about how he killed this girl
Yeah.
through the window, tap, tap,
and he
tap.
went into extreme details.
Yes, he did.
I mean, this scene was I feel like he talked for 3 minutes.
It was a good way to capture what happened.
And then they show you later on. I mean, kind of.
Now, Bodie's face the whole time is like, you're full of shit.
Yeah, he's...
Bodie's not buying it.
No, I don't. It doesn't look like he is. And Pooh and Wallace are just intrigued.
Did you fuck her? Would you fuck her?
Wallace is just sitting there looking at him like, damn.
I think
guy's a fucking... He is a badass.
I think my favorite part is when Bodie goes, and then what happened?
Yeah.
And he just looks at him, and
he killed him.
Wallace is like, yeah, he killed him.
With the look
What?
of like, you're an idiot on your face.
Yeah.
And then that's when Pooh says,
Would you fuck her first?
you said she's so good looking, why didn't you fuck her first?
Yeah. And Pooh's fucked up.
Wallace like,
Pooh might be the most fucked up of all of them.
Wallace like, that's nasty or
Yeah.
something like that.
So D tells this whole big ass story about how he killed his girl.
Yeah. Deidre or Deidre or...
Yeah, I don't remember.
One of those two.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, without shooting too far ahead. Did he kill the girl?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Somebody fucking killed her.
I think Bodie might be onto something. Okay,
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so...
Me too. Long time.
Yeah, but you've seen it 6 times. I've seen it 3.
I don't know if I've seen it 6 times.
You have seen it 6 times.
Well, if I did, I enjoyed all 6 times.
I know.
All right, so then we go to the judge.
Enjoying your 7th.
Correct.
Phelan and Burrell.
Yeah, what a couple of cocksuckers they are.
Just chummy little fucks.
Yeah, they're talking shop, basically.
Yeah.
They don't care if there's a mic. I wrote down talking
because
shop.
They can't.
No, I know.
It's funny how, because, like, honestly, this side of the detail is just like the drug dealing side. But
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, kind of.
and I feel like that quote, thin line between heaven and here, kind of plays on it a little bit. Like, there's a thin line
Yeah.
between heaven and here because, you got the drug dealers and all the bad guys, and then you got the politics. Like, they're really not that far apart because
They're just doing different things.
they're doing it differently, and one's viewed as legal, one's viewed as not.
So, like, the judge basically tells Burrell his brother-in-law might be able to help him with something.
Because they're
something like they're
trace lab. It's 25 years old and like a shitload of
they lost a bunch of evidence.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure happens in another
13 rapes and 52 homicides.
So that happens in season 4 or 5. And I'm wondering if it's the same. Did that happen again is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know they lose a bunch of evidence like later on. And like I said, I think I've watched season 1 more than any other season.
Right. Makes sense.
So it'll be interesting just to see. So I don't know, like make a mental note on the losing that shit, basically.
I'll try.
So then he asks him about Barksdale. He shows him what they got with the little braid. And the judge's like, I guess we got more work to do, huh?
Yeah. Wasn't happy, and you can tell Burrell's like,
fuck.
Are you fucking kidding? Like,
Yeah. Which I don't know what...
Give up already, please.
I don't know what he thought. Like, you know...
I think he just wants it to be over.
Yeah. I mean, but why? Like, it's not like...
Well, from the get-go, he's telling Daniels, don't get in too deep. Just
But it's not like the crime's going to
street
go.
rips
The crime's
and
not
all
going to
that.
go away. Why not try to put someone behind bars?
No, yeah, I agree 100%. But basically, like you said, Phelan was like, nope, it's not.
Right.
This isn't enough. There's no mention of Barksdale.
Yeah.
At all.
Or Stringer Bell.
Right. So.
So then we go to Bodie's grandma's house.
Yep.
Herc and Carver show up. They're knocking on the door, cussing, saying, "Let
Trying
me
to
in.
bang the motherfucker down.
Let me in, you motherfuckers."
Yep. She.
I
Looks
put looking like idiots.
Oh yeah, they did afterwards. But.
And she lets him in the house. They go upstairs, look for him.
She just opens the door, gets out of the way, and then just goes and sits
Did you
down.
notice the Domino's pizza box sitting next to her? I don't know why, but I was like,
yeah.
why did she just have a pizza box on the floor?
Maybe she was hungry.
Apparently, she was like doing laundry or something.
I think
right?
she was like knitting or something.
I was thinking she was doing laundry, but
Maybe.
she might have been knitting.
I don't know.
So then they go upstairs. Bodie's not there. They say,
They're looking around.
tell them that we're looking
They've
for
got
him.
a couple cops with them too.
Yeah.
One out back, one out front. And shit.
So then Carver leaves, and then Herc apologizes to.
Yeah, he
Bodie's
shows
grandma.
his softer side here.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of pretty cool.
Probably one of the few times Herc actually does something right. Maybe
Yeah.
I want to say.
I can get you on that.
The street cop was outside asking Carver about the terrace.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That guy looked familiar, too, but I didn't look into it or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that guy looks familiar. And Carver's like, yeah, it wasn't me.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't us.
It's one of the few times that I actually liked Herc.
No,
and then,
yeah,
And then
definitely.
Carver gives him shit as he comes out.
Yeah, talking.
Yeah. Look at him like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah. That's a. I didn't like that on Carver's part. I thought
No, so like I
Herc
liked
did the right thing, and it was the right thing to
Herc
do. And,
felt stupid and bad.
right.
And we do find out that Bodie's mom died when he was 4 years old.
Right.
That's
And
kinda
she
fucked.
was doing the same thing that
Yeah.
Bodie's doing. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess.
Apparently not.
And Bodie's real name is Preston.
Yeah.
Find that out in that scene too.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really. I already knew that. So
I don't know
didn't
why. I just
So real quick, they go to the office. Perez answers the phone and
he's doing a crossword
word search
again, word search or
yeah.
whatever.
And McNulty, which it's totally foreshadowing. McNulty gets a call from the judge, and he's like, "Hey, let me call you back."
Yeah,
I like it though. He's like, "Hey, McNulty, some judge,"
Yeah.
and like he so doesn't know what's going on.
yeah. He
doesn't even know it's the judge that
he's
started
still got
all
the
this shit.
word search in his hand,
Yeah,
looking at it
yeah.
like not even. It's like a robot. Like
Okay, so now this next scene is interesting to me. So it's Rawls' office.
I thought that scene was pretty funny and endearing.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I
get
don't know
that.
if endearing is the right word, but
Okay, so as Landsman goes into Rawls' office,
right.
he starts talking about how he's going to sit down with a beer in one hand.
He was sitting down last
beer
night.
in the one hand, dick in the other.
Flaccid cock in the other hand.
He gets real description.
Definitely
4 inch and 4.1 inch, something like that. Inch flaccid cock, whatever the fuck he said.
talking about.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I bet Rawls likes this. But
Jacking off to Layla Kaufman,
I didn't write down.
summer
her-
of '72, and then Jimmy McNulty pops in my head,
Right. So he.
and that's where he lost Rawls.
Yeah, Rawls.
I think Rawls thought he was going down another road, and then he drops that, and Rawls got derailed. Like, what? The fuck are you talking about?
He has an addiction. He's addicted to himself.
He's addicted to himself.
So then he talks about how McNulty always thinks he's the smartest man in the room.
He worked with who?
I forget.
Somebody, some
Yeah.
guy when he first started,
And that made him the smartest guy in the
and he
room.
said it probably did make him the smartest man in the room for the first.
So I mean,
few
so
years.
he goes about this in the weirdest way. He's just
Well, and he told him
everything's a joke and everything, but when it comes down to it,
he
he
said
had 8 clearances in the last year.
He said he might be an asshole, but he's good police. Last year he gave me 8 clearances.
And one was
One was a decomp floater John Doe for 3 weeks.
so McNulty's good,
Right.
like you said.
But you
He's
just have
an-
to deal with
he's-
his shit.
He's an asshole. So then
He's like
Rawls,
a superstar
So
prima
he's-
donna wide receiver.
so Landsman goes into Rawls' office without McNulty knowing, sticks up for
Yeah.
him, and see, I don't think I remembered this.
I think a lot of it was just like we're shorthanded. He gave me 8 clearances. Him and I know they don't. He doesn't really play on it, but I mean, him and Bunk just work so well together.
Oh yeah.
Like, and you'll find out in a little bit when they go to the other scene, like to the actual apartment. But I think he's just like, I want him back. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I've got fucking
So you
cases
think
open.
you think it's more not sticking up for McNulty? You think it's more
I think it's
getting
more,
the job done?
Yeah, I think it's more geared towards we got to fucking close the files.
We got to clear these.
Yeah.
You might be right.
That's the way. I mean, that's the way I took it.
And at the end, Rawl says, "All right, tell him to wrap it up in 2 weweeks. He can come back."
Yeah, tell him to wrap it up in 2 weeks.
Which we all know is not going to happen.
No,
But
we wouldn't have a show.
Right. I like Landsman. He's a goofy dude, you know. Jesus.
He is goofy, but he's funny.
He's funny.
He's funny.
He's funny.
I like him. Good old Jay. So then they cut to the payphone.
I couldn't read my handwriting.
McNulty calls Phelan or
On the Verizon Wireless.
on the Verizon Wireless
Sponsored by
payphone.
Verizon.
And I thought it was funny because he tells him that he told Burrell that there wasn't enough, and then he like asks for his approval.
Right.
I did good. Jimmy. Right?
Yeah. I wrote down.
I just thought that was so.
I wrote down that he's looking for a that boy.
Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you asking Jimmy McNulty if you did the right thing and you did good?
He wants him to say, "Yeah,
You're the judge.
Way to go." That's what he wants.
And then you know McNulty's like, I gotta go.
Yeah, it was a weird little sequence.
Weird, quick little snippet of a scene.
So then we go to Kima's apartment.
Oh yeah.
Kima's studying. She's highlighting shit.
She Cheryl is her girlfriend's name.
And this was quick too.
They find marker on the
couch, and then
you need to go to the table.
So when she gets up there, she looks at her cell phone bill, notices that
a bunch of numbers.
There's a shit ton.
Oh, she said, "Damn, your cell phone bill must eat up your whole paycheck."
Right.
No, it's work. It's all work related. Work pays the bill or whatever.
I didn't even write any of that shit down.
And I feel like Kima is suspicious to that. Like, she doesn't quite believe what she told her.
Oh, I don't think so. I think she was noticing that everything.
Right.
It's just that it's all on paper.
But I also feel like she was like,
Oh, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think she. I think because she's the McNulty of the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think that even enters her mind.
I think that's why they get along so well too.
Oh, because they're both dogs.
Yeah. She's just like she's a dog who likes cats. Well, they both are, really, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kima was supposed to be born with a dick.
You don't know that. She might have a dick.
She should have been.
She might have a dick.
See her tits in this episode.
Kinda.
Pretty dark, but
her tits or the.
Well,
just kidding.
You know.
All right. So then we go to Burrell's office.
Yep. Burrell and Daniels.
Yeah, he's basically telling him that the judge wasn't buying it.
Right. Told him he didn't have it.
He's putting. He is not good at golf.
No.
He didn't make one fucking shot.
I think that's. Yeah.
I mean, like, he's like.
I'm sure they have golf courses in Baltimore, but.
Yes, I'm sure they do.
But he clearly doesn't have a membership.
Right.
Or whatever they call that.
But my point is, if you have one of those in your office.
You think you'd be good at it?
Yeah, you make 1 out of 5, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
I mean, maybe he just got that day. He's just practicing.
Maybe Daniels makes him nervous.
So, I did write down Daniels kind of tries to get out of this.
Yeah, and he's like,
hey, maybe you need someone else.
Trying to take the back door already?
Yeah. And Burrell called him on it.
Yep.
He mentions that McNulty thinks it needs a wiretap.
And then Burrell says, what do you think?
And he says, need something.
It was quick.
Yeah. A lot of these
little
bam,
quick
bam, bam
snippets, you know.
Yeah.
Quick hitting.
And this next one's quick, too. It goes to the pits.
Yep. I just put Lester is figuring shit out. Pages D, and it worked.
Yeah.
No one knows at this point.
Nobody has a clue.
Except Lester.
I don't even think last week, did we even write down that Lester took down his number?
No, we didn't.
Which is weird. I wrote it down in my notes, but we never talked on it.
Yeah, we didn't talk on it.
I did write it down. I remember writing
I don't remember seeing that scene where he wrote it down.
Wow. How many times did you watch it last week?
Twice.
T-Weiss?
Twice.
T-Weiss!
So, yeah, Lester, he's, it gets touched on later. And
I also wrote down, we get to see a scene in the opening theme song where Bodhi...
Where they're throwing the rock at the...
He finally breaks it.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought that was cool. That's a hard shot. Not only do you have to hit the camera, you have to break it.
Yeah. I feel like the rock came back and hit Bodhi, too. Because I feel like he said something...
No, it almost hits D.
Okay.
Because D's like, "Watch your aim, motherfucker." He's like, "Hey, it's the ricochet."
So then
it goes to Kima and McNulty walking. They're walking
coffee.
to the office.
Yeah, drinking coffee.
Talking about cloning pagers. McNulty tells Kima about No Hard Anthony.
Yep.
Kima tells McNulty Omar. What did I write down?
Basically, she's thinking if we can find Omar and bring him in.
Yeah, and I put
maybe,
Kima tells McNulty that Omar took the stash, and for some reason I put Anthony's brother. I don't know why I wrote that down.
Which makes
I think I know who Omar is.
So they want to find him and they want to try to bring him in to see if they can. He will give them any information on Avon or his clique,
which
he might do. I doubt it. Just because they follow that code or whatever,
Yeah.
But he might. You never know.
I was just thinking that.
I wouldn't think he would do it because it's going to take away the stash.
I'm thinking it's not going to work. Like, why would he? You know what I mean?
But they, like I said, they're shooting in the dark. They're
Yes, they are.
They have nothing.
So then, as they walk to the office,
they cut to Polk,
and he's
standing on the stairs.
He's going to throw himself
thinking about throwing himself down them.
And then they scare the shit out of him.
Yeah, and he should have just fell.
That would have been hilarious.
Because it would have looked legit. He would have had 2 fucking witnesses.
Yeah.
And he probably could have got away with it for good. And it would have been all gravy.
That would have fucking hurt.
Oh, God, yeah. Those are like cement stairs.
So then, first thing when they get in the office, McNulty sticks up for Santangelo.
Again.
Yeah. Which, fuck.
Because Daniel's like, where is he? He's like, oh, I don't know.
He says, like, where he's at, like a court case or something.
But he doesn't, it was a lie. He doesn't know where he's at.
All right. Daniel's asked for any ideas, and then Kima brings up cloning pagers.
Right.
Which he had kind of hinted towards her to do. This was a cool scene, because she's like, we could clone a pager. Herc's asked why. Herc's like, why pagers if they're so...
Yeah, why do they have pagers if they make all this money? Why can't they just spend a little more money to get a cell phone?
And that's when Lester walks up.
Yep.
Being his little smooth ass.
He said something about...
discipline.
You need to get... Yeah, it's about discipline.
Yeah.
You need to get... What did he say? You have to get... PIN numbers for the payphones or something like that?
Oh yeah. Because he's like, and he shows the picture of D on the phone to Daniels. He basically, and then he shows his note to McNulty. He says, "I got this number." Oh, because Daniels goes, "Do we have anybody's pager number?"
Right.
Lester's like wants to see if anyone has it.
Around like
he's like, "All right, I'm gonna."
Does anybody else have it?
I'm gonna save the day. Lays it down. McNulty's like, "Did you try it?" Then he shows him the picture. He goes, "Yeah, it's
he asks, "Is this D?"
Yeah, and he's like,
"Is this D'Angelo?"
Did you try it? And then he shows him the picture too.
It's him.
Which is funny because he didn't have a camera on him in the car.
No.
So.
Well, at least it didn't show us.
Right. Well, because
he clearly had it.
Must have. And McNulty's impressed. I put.
Oh, he definitely was. He was like, "Damn, this is a cool motherfucker."
Yeah.
He's a slick D.
So, and then we go to the murder scene that Landsman gave them.
It's a 6-month-old, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And it's McNulty and Bunk, and that's what I wrote. Working 6-month-old crime scene.
It's Deidre.
McNulty asked Bunk about Lester, and he said he's natural police.
Natural police. And don't let him fool you.
I don't know how you spell police, but that's what I wrote down.
Police.
Yeah.
I'll just put like 4 O's in there.
I put P-O space.
You do that too. So then they get in. The dude lets them in.
Yeah, like the janitor or whatever.
Right. And I basically said, I break it down as...
This is a cool-ass scene.
It is cool. The guy lets him in.
They start laying down pictures.
You know, there's a lot of fucks dropped in this scene.
According to IMDb, there's 38 fucks. Yeah.
I was going to, like, count them, but I was like, God, this is going to take forever.
There's a couple times where they go, fuck, fuckity, fuck.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm like, how many fucks
Well,
because,
I mean, he's putting the pictures down, and it's because they're, you know, bloody and, you know, it's a dead woman. And
they lay a bunch of pictures down.
He's laying them down. He's like, fuck.
They're redoing the crime scene from the pictures.
Right.
So they investigate the whole
Draws
scene.
a circle on the linoleum.
The only thing they say in the entire scene is fuck.
And motherfucker.
Well, yeah, but fuck is
yeah.
The dude watching
is just like mesmerized.
Well, at first he's like, "What the hell is going on?" At the end, he's impressed.
Oh yeah, I mean, because they got the tape measure out. You know, fucking McNulty's measuring from the floor to the fucking.
Because they're trying to figure out why she got shot down.
Right.
So it comes all to, basically, they find out the girl was shot through the window.
Yep, from a higher altitude level. Because
she was looking out the window. Right. The slug goes into the refrigerator. They find that.
Yep.
They find the shell outside. I mean, how fucking lucky are you to find the shell and the slug?
I mean that
and McNulty even taps the window 3 times.
I know. I put that too. I said it's funny how McNulty taps the window 3 times, just like D said he did.
Yeah. So basically, it's just like his. You
gonna die?
Hopefully. It's just like D's story.
Right. Which I can't remember what really happened. So
I mean, maybe I don't either.
You do.
It's not. I mean,
it's all good. I'll figure it out.
I wouldn't bet my life on it.
Right.
But I think I know what happened.
So then you got another quick little snippet scene. You got Hurt, Carver, Signer, and Greg's.
This is weird.
So
they're basically
D.
They're gonna. It's another shit detail.
Yeah. Again, there's your complaint.
He's got to go up on the roof. They're gonna follow D and lose him.
Right.
So that they can show that they can't follow people.
Right.
So they have a better chance of cloning.
And
his
Hurt
pages.
could not get that through his head.
Yeah. Well, he kind of has a point. Why can't we just say we did it?
Right. But still, he just couldn't grasp the idea.
Right. So we got to do this.
He was like, just follow me on this. Like,
yeah. They're going to try to do it so they can say that they couldn't do it.
Right, because to get the clone for the pager, they have to exhaust every option.
Right. So, and then it goes back to the office. It's Lester and McNulty.
Yep. He's talking to him about...
He asked him why he was in the pawn shop, or how long he's in the pawn shop.
13 years, 4 months. And he says that like 6 times.
You're in the pawn shop for 13 years and 4 months.
Yeah, it's...
and he asked him why he got there, and he said, for doing police work.
Yeah, doing police work.
Basically, Lester was McNulty.
No, it is.
13 and a half,
written down.
13 and a half years ago.
It's funny because they're so similar, other than Freeman's not a sloppy drunk.
No, but their work's similar. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're like... It's like they're parallel people.
He could have been a sloppy drunk 13 years ago.
He could have been. You never know.
Maybe that's why he makes furniture now.
But yeah, they're like the exact same people. They're the exact same person.
Kinda, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
So then they go to a bar.
Yeah.
And he's basically explaining what got him kicked off or kicked out of homicide.
Yeah, so basically he got a case. There's 2 dudes. One of the dude,
why do he keeps calling one a squirrel? Why was he referencing a squirrel?
I think he just called him. I think that's just what he was calling both of them. So one of the guys was a son of a newspaper man.
Right.
They wanted him to make the case without that kid.
Right.
He said, no, I'm going to make it with both.
Right, which makes sense. Well, you should.
Right. But someone wanted the paper in their pocket.
Money.
And so basically he did a McNulty and did what he wanted.
Right. Gave a fuck when he shouldn't.
And then he was in the pawn shop for 13 years.
And 4 months.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's funny how he tells him, if they ever ask you...
It's too late,
what?
though.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because He had that look like, fuck, I already told him.
Yeah, I already told him I didn't like the boats. It's way too late.
Well, they asked him where would you want to go, and then he tells
said,
them
anywhere.
Yeah, and then Landsman says, where wouldn't you want to go? And that's when he says the boat. But it was just funny. And then I thought it was funny how Lester says, I got to take a tinkle.
Yeah, I remember that.
What the fuck?
I think I turned to my wife and go,
I got to take a tinkle?
Lester
You couldn't have said, I got to take a piss?
Lester tinkles?
I got to hit the head? I mean, come on. I had to take a tinkle?
Yeah, I mean, so basically Lester's warning him that this is his last case.
Right.
You know, you're going somewhere.
This is it.
Yeah.
Your last ride. We're getting very close to the end.
Yeah. And then
he shows up at Kima's place, sloshed.
Yeah.
Cheryl answers the door.
He has good intentions.
He does. He does.
She's like, are you okay to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. And then I thought it was funny how Cheryl goes, it's for you, it's a confused white boy.
Oh, yeah. I don't like her.
Yeah. She's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, she is pretty ugly.
She's like, she reminds me of like a Jamaican lady or something.
Bobsled team?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
it's gonna ride her down the slopes.
But you know, he's like, oh, I just can't. I wanted to say thank you. Oh no, he asked how it went with D.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, oh, it went okay.
We lost
him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to thank you for today with Daniels.
And he said,
she's like, you should thank Lester. Oh, I already did, but I want to say thank you to you. And then I wrote, her girlfriend is fucking ugly. And then
I don't think Kima's that hot. I know you do.
I mean, I think she's an attractive woman.
She's all right.
She's more attractive than Gerald.
Yes, so is my...
And Rhonda Perlman.
Okay, you got me there.
Okay. I'm sure we could keep going.
Not McNulty's wife.
Well, his ex-wife. Yeah. I'm sure there's more. I'll be sure to reference this more and more.
We'll keep it. We'll have our 50.
Who is Kima hotter than?
Our 50 greatest characters and the 50 hottest people.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, and then basically Kima goes back, sits back down, lays there, snuggles. They start making out. You see Kima's tits.
Do you know what my wife said? I think this is when they were just sitting there.
It
could either when they were sitting there. Or when... It must have been when they were sitting there. It was either this scene or the other scene with them. I think it was this one. My wife goes, why are they playing porn music? And then I hadn't noticed it, but it's like... And I was like...
I didn't catch that. Which is shocking, because I usually catch the music shit.
Yeah, it was... And then I got the giggles, because I agreed with her. It was pretty funny, but...
That is
it was
funny.
an odd way to end up the episode, them making out and getting all dirty.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I'm like, I don't need to see this shit. Yeah, like, whatever.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't they just shut the door and have McNulty sit there or something? I don't know, whatever.
And do you think that he really went there to say thank you, or do you think he was maybe thinking he could fuck her?
I think he went there to thank her.
Okay.
She rolls her eyes when she shuts the door. That annoyed me.
So I don't know, because I think he might have went there just like...
Maybe.
Hopefully,
it's hard to know what other people think.
Maybe she's bi. I think, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Let us know what you think, world.
Yeah, right.
So, well, yeah, I mean, that's the end. That's it. That's
boom, boom, boom.
That's it. That's cue the music. Another breakdown. This was season 1, episode 4, Old Cases. If you don't know by now, we're on multiple platforms, multiple social media outlets. You can subscribe. You can go to Facebook, search Pleeka, find us. You can go to YouTube, searching what?
Pleeka.
That's right, Pleeka. Subscribe. If you fucking subscribe, you're going to love it, okay? When you watch this video, hit the fucking like button, please. Just hit the like button. Okay, I want to get 10 likes. We're going to start low. I want to get at least 10 likes on this video when it comes out on YouTube. We're also on Spreaker. Search Pleeka. I think you can search Talking TV with Nick and Josh as well.
Probably.
And then we're also on iTunes. Search Pleeka or Talking TV with Nick and Josh. You'll find us all there. Yeah, I think that's about it. So feel free to
Subscribe,
like, rate, review,
all that jazz.
Tell your friends, tell your family. Share us. Share the link on your Facebook page.
And if anyone listens and there's something that we say that's wrong, tell us.
Yeah.
We'll address it the next time.
Oh, definitely.
You know? I mean, like the Pokemon. It's not like, I mean...
Right. Or with
I thought I was right.
No.
And then I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I'm completely wrong.
Yeah. It's not a big deal. It's all
Oh,
good.
no, yeah. I could care less.
That's cool.
Like, I was glad that I figured it out that it wasn't.
Right.
You know?
Or like with the chicken nugget scene, I addressed that to start.
Jesus Christ.
Or with the Boston Red Sox hat.
The hat, that was cool.
Right.
Because I just asked why he's wearing a Red Sox
shit like
hat.
that. For whatever reason, I just like I want to look into it.
Right.
If I have the time, I have the time. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, I mean, if you see mistake or hear mistakes or anything, let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you on the show one day.
If you think...
You can call in. You can be on speakerphone.
If you think...
We'll have a guest appearances.
Kima's girlfriend's hot, let us know.
I would hope not, but maybe. You never know.
I mean, technically, you got to see her tits, too.
Yeah.
It was quick.
You'd
have to
see
pause
those,
and
though.
then zoom.
It was too dark in there, and
It was dark.
she's too
Plus,
sharp.
the music was going. And
Mood was getting set. So anyways, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening. This is Talking TV with Nick and Josh. I'm Josh.
I'm Nick.
I'll see you guys next week.